So good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's training on the new Allison James app. We have gone ahead and created our own app for easier access to our tools, systems, and communication with our corporate team, your broker, and your fellow Allison James agents. We can't wait to see what you think about it. Our new app is available for download on both Apple and Android devices. You can simply find it by searching Allison James in your App Store or your Google Play Store. There is also a desktop version, which is what today's training will be on, but it looks the exact same and has the same functionalities as the mobile app. The mobile app is just a little bit more of a condensed version. Today is going to be an overview training, but if you would like to schedule a one-on-one call to go over more information, I am going to show you how to do that from within the app. This morning, everybody should have received a welcome email to activate your account. The email subject line to this email was "Welcome to the Allison James app." If for any reason you have not received that email, please go ahead and type in the chat box of the webinar Zoom control panel, and I will make sure to resend it to you as soon as the webinar is over. Also, if you have any questions during today's webinar, please go ahead and also put those in the chat box. I'm going to do a full Q&A at the end of the training, but please feel free to type in those questions as they come to you, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with today's training. On my screen, I am within the Allison James app, which again, this is the desktop version. To access the desktop version, you are going to visit allisonjames.converse.com. I'm going to copy this and paste it into the chat box so everybody has it on hand as well. So you should all have that in the chat box now. Now, again, it's allisonjames.converse.com. Converse is just the company in which we created the app with, okay? I'm going to go ahead and start up here on the main header. Over to the far right-hand side, you're going to see a TH and it's in a yellow circle. When you log into your account, you are going to see a colored circle. Mine's yellow, yours may be green or blue, but it's going to have your initials inside. When you click on this yellow circle, it's going to pull down a drop-down menu. And I'm going to go through each one of these items within this drop-down, starting at the top with My Settings. My Settings is going to pull up your profile. Your profile is where you can go ahead and add a photo simply by clicking on this camera button here. And then you would click Update Profile Image. This will be a great place to go ahead and put your headshot, and then your headshot will go ahead and appear in this yellow circle rather than your initials. The second thing you can do is update a banner image. So if you update a banner image, it's going to fill in this dark gray rectangular box. This can be whatever you want it to be. Go ahead and personalize it. If you have a nice picture of the sunset and that's your favorite thing, the mountains, the beach, whatever it may be, please go ahead and update that. This is a fun way to go ahead and personalize your profile a little bit more. I also want to point out this Edit Profile button underneath the controls. When I click on this Edit Profile, it's going to pull up a new window where I can go ahead and add in more information about myself. So your first name and last name will already be in there. You also have a place for work phone, title, and location, as well as a place for a bio. Now, as I scroll down, you're going to see that there's a number of other fields that I can fill out. You do not have to. You can fill in as many or as little as you'd like. But anytime you do come in here and make any changes, please make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom and click Publish to ensure those changes are saved. All right, so that is your profile. The next thing in this drop-down is subscriptions. So the subscriptions is where it will show you the rooms to which you are subscribed. And when you're subscribed to these rooms, you're going to receive notifications on them. So if you look under My Room and Folder Subscriptions, you'll see that everything here that's highlighted green, which is a number of things, means that I'm subscribed. So these green, I keep calling, they almost look like Wi-Fi signals actually. If this is highlighted green, that means I'm subscribed to the room. If I want to unsubscribe, all I have to do is simply click out of it. And it's going to turn a gray color. To resubscribe, I click it on. It's just a click of a button to subscribe or unsubscribe from these rooms. Again, these subscription settings, these rooms that you are subscribed to are rooms in which you will receive notifications. Now, the next section under my drop down is notifications, and this section is how you will receive those notifications. So there are two ways that you can receive notifications. One, we have email notifications, which means every time something happens within a room you are subscribed to, or you get any other notification, which I'm going to talk more about other types of notifications as I move along in the training, that means you're going to get an email on it. There is also push notifications. Push notifications, two things. One, you have to have the mobile app downloaded, and you have to have your push settings turned on within your phone settings. If you have questions about that, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer those. But a push notification is a notification that pops up on your phone. So much like if you get a text message or you get a Facebook notification popping up on your phone. Same idea. Those are push notifications. Now, we do recommend having at least one of these types of notifications turned on. If you do want to turn one of them off, for example, let's say you don't want to receive any more emails. Maybe you already receive a lot of emails, which I know a lot of us do, so I completely understand. Go ahead and click the green toggle button here, and it's going to go ahead and give you a warning saying that if you turn this off, you will no longer receive email notifications from Allison James, and then there's this turn off button here. So you can turn off either one of these. Again, we do recommend having at least one of these turned on. Now, the very last thing in this drop down is the log out button. If you're working in your mobile app, there's really no reason to have to log out of it. Now, the only time you may want to log out is if you're working on a shared computer. So that is the only time you would log out, but this is where you would go ahead and do that. Now, the next thing on my header is the plus button, and I'm actually going to go a little bit more into this later on in the training, but basically this is how you're going to add a post or a ticket into one of the rooms, which I promise it's going to make sense later. Everything will come full circle. The next thing on the header is my magnifying glass. This is going to be the best way to search within the app. Now, once I come into this magnifying glass, let's say I want to go ahead and search for KVCore videos. I can go ahead and type in the keyword KVCore and click my search button. And over here on the left, it's going to pull up everything that is relevant to KVCore. Now, I can get as specific or as general as I want with these keywords. So if I wanted to look up KVCore video, I can search that, and it's going to pull up everything related to KVCore video. So this is the search button. All right, the next thing I'm going to go over is this entire left-hand side panel, which is basically your navigation panel. And we're going to start up at the top with the home button. Now, when I click on the home button, you're going to see the word home pop up here at the top, and then everything underneath it acts as a news feed. So any recent updates that have happened within the app will show here. So you can think of this just like any social media platform newsfeed, your Facebook newsfeed, your Twitter newsfeed, whatever you use, this is going to act the same way. The next thing on my navigation panel is the notifications inbox. So this is, again, we already talked about the email and push notifications. But you'll also see all of your notifications here as well. So if you come into the app and you want to see your recent notifications, just go ahead and click on the notifications inbox, and all of those notifications are going to show up here in this middle panel. And you'll see I can go ahead and scroll down through here as well. Now I'm going to move into the company info section. The company info section, the first thing under there is the corporate calendar. The corporate calendar is going to show you any upcoming events we have scheduled. For example, if I come into today at 9:30 a.m., which this is in my time, and I'm in Central Standard Time. That's why it's showing not grayed out yet. But at 9:30 a.m., 10:30 your time, we have a KVCore training. Anytime we post any training within here, all you have to do is go ahead and click here to register for that event. And it's going to, one, register for you register you for that event. So if it's a Zoom event, it's going to register you, so on and so forth. Now, in the future, when we do live events, let's say your broker is hosting a local happy hour or something along those lines, this is going to be a really easy way for you to come in and click attending or not attending. And that's going to be how we keep track of RSVPs for any live events. Now, you can use these attending and not attending features for any virtual events as well. So, for example, this KVCore training, but you don't have to. Again, we will put the link in which to register on all events. Now, another thing about the event calendar, I want to show you the different views that we have, which over here in the upper right of the calendar, we have, right now I'm in the month view. You can also view it in the week, the day, or my favorite is actually the list view. I think it looks very easy on the eyes and it's easy to see what's going on that entire week. So it is going to show per week in a list, and you can just scroll through to change the weeks. All right. The next thing under company info is the corporate news. Now, the corporate news is something that we've added to cut back on the number of emails that our corporate team sends out. So moving forward, instead of sending you an email, we're going to post in here with anything new that's happening in which you need to be aware of, or any important updates that we need to let you know here at corporate. You'll see something I do want to point out is every time you go into a room, if you are subscribed to that room, you're going to see that subscribe button up at the top. So all of you will be subscribed to the corporate news newsroom automatically. I just wanted to point that out as another option to subscribe or unsubscribe rather than going into your subscription settings from this drop down that we talked about in the beginning. The next section is the marketplace, and the first thing under here is our marketing materials. If you are looking for an Allison James logo or an Allison James letterhead, or if you want to use one of the nice Zoom backgrounds that we have as well, like if you can see me, I'm actually using a nice Zoom background today. You can come in here and they're super easy to download. Let's say I want the AJI letterhead. I can come in here, there's a download button, it's going to save to my computer and I can use that letterhead right away. The next section is the video library. So this is where we have training videos available to you. For example, if you're looking for SkySlope training videos, we do have different folders in here, including SkySlope. So I can go ahead and click on SkySlope, and it's going to pull up all SkySlope videos here in this middle panel. You'll see that we also have apps and tools, Expert Talk, and KVCore as well. Another way to go ahead and browse through the different folders, up at the top, you're going to go ahead and see a drop down. Right now I'm in SkySlope, but if I wanted to see KVCore videos, I can click on KVCore and it's going to pull up all those videos. I can also search as well. If I wanted to go back to all folders and search at all our videos for something more specific, you can use this tool as well to search through our video library. The next is our KVCore platform. Our KVCore room does have a bunch of tools that you can use within your KVCore account. If you would like any more information on any of these products, all you have to do is click on which one you are interested in, and it's actually going to take you directly to the KVCore marketplace, as the majority of the products you're going to find in here need to be purchased or added on through KVCore. So we've made it really easy. Just at a click of a button, you can go into the KVCore marketplace, learn more, and purchase that add-on if you wish. The next is the one-on-one calls. This is where you can go to schedule a one-on-one call. In the beginning of the training, I did say that today's training is going to be an overview, but if you wanted to schedule a one-on-one call with a member of our team to go more in depth with the app or ask any questions one-on-one, we do have an Allison James app one-on-one call here for you. Each call is going to give you a brief description about that call, and then at the bottom you're going to see a link to click here and schedule your one-on-one call. We also have one-on-one calls for KVCore, SkySlope, and we also offer social media consultations now as well, which is something newer if you were not aware of that. The next section under the marketplace, and the last one actually, is OpCity. So if you are not yet receiving OpCity leads and you would like to, you can come into this OpCity room, click on OpCity here, and it's actually going to pull up a quick video describing what OpCity is, also a brief description down here, and then we have the link to complete the OpCity application. So we have everything really easy for you to access here. The next section is the resources, and the first room under here is policies and procedures. So this is where you can go to find our business liability policy, our E&O insurance policies, our policy manual. But for example, let's say we needed our E&O insurance policy. We do have them for every state here, so you can come in here for our New Hampshire and Massachusetts certificate. All you have to do is go ahead and click on the download button, and it's going to download straight to your computer as a PDF. Again, super easy. The next one is our corporate forms. This is where you can go in to update your banking information or your credit card information. We also have our Allison James W-9 for referrals, and we have our wiring instructions in here as well. The last section under resources is our agent FAQs. This section is just some of the more frequently asked questions that we get asked here at corporate with easy access to the answers. So, of course, feel free to browse through these FAQs if you'd like, but always keep in mind you're more than welcome to come directly to us to ask questions as well, which is what I'm going to go over next. Now, the next section is the help desk rooms. So, I'm going to start with the corporate help desk. Again, instead of emailing corporate from now on, you do now have the ability to submit a help desk ticket. In here, you will only be able to see the tickets that you have submitted in this room so that you can easily keep track of them. Now I'm going to show you how to create a ticket. So I'm going to use the example of a CDA revision. What I'm going to go ahead and do once I'm in this corporate help desk is I'm going to go ahead and click on this plus button. I told you I'd let you know exactly what that was for. Under the folder and form section, we do have a different folder for every department. So we have a general question folder. We have an accounting folder that would go directly to accounting, agent relations, management, marketing, processing, recruiting, and support team. If you do not know what department your question pertains to, we have the general question one here. Just go ahead and submit that, and we'll make sure that your ticket gets sent over to the right department. But what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to put in a subject. So you'll see this acts exactly as an email. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 1, 2, 3, 4 Sample Street Test. And I'm going to go ahead and request my CDA revision. So I'm going to say sales price was reduced to $185,000. New gross commission is $5,550. Please revise the CDA. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Now you'll also see that there is an urgency of issue. Let's say that this 1234 Sample Street was closing today and I needed my CDA immediately, or I needed it revised immediately. I can actually choose a high urgency. This is not a required field. You do not have to choose an urgency, but it will be helpful in those high urgency situations if you need something immediately. That way our corporate team knows that this is really important and needs to get done. So I'm going to go ahead and select a high urgency of issue because my transaction on 1234 Sample Street is closing today and I need this CDA revised. When I scroll down, you'll see that I can add an attachment if I have to, depending on what your question is. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to click on the Publish button. Now you'll see that my ticket pops up. Now I have this 1234 Sample Street test. It is an open ticket. You'll see it says open here. Now, Lisa Corsoletti in our processing department will go ahead and receive this ticket, and she's going to respond to you in the ticket once that revised CDA has been issued. You'll receive an instant notification anytime anything happens to this ticket. For example, let's say Lisa is working on revising the CDA. She may go ahead and move this status to in progress. In that case, you're going to get a notification. Once Lisa has revised the CDA, she can actually leave a comment on here and say, hi, Tori, the revised CDA has been issued. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. And then she can close out the ticket. You will get notification on that. You can also comment on this after the fact if you want to say thank you, or if there was something else you needed, you can go ahead and comment on this same ticket to communicate back and forth with Lisa. All right. So again, this is going to be a great way for you to communicate with your corporate team and also just keep track of any requests in which you've submitted. Now, we also have the New Hampshire and Massachusetts broker help desk. So instead of emailing Sandy Favell, you can actually go ahead and submit a broker help desk ticket. Again, you are only going to be able to see the tickets that you have created in this room so that you can easily keep track of them. So for this example, I'm going to use the example of needing a file approved in SkySlope. I'm going to go ahead again, use our little plus button up at the top once I'm in the broker help desk. And you'll see that we do have folder and forms for the different different broker questions as well. So we do have the board and MLS questions. We have a file approval request, and we also have a general question. So for this one, I'm going to say I need a file approved. So we're going to use the same thing, 1234 Sample Street test. Hi, Sandy. I need my file approved. Closing is today. Thank you. All right. Again, I can go ahead and select the urgency of issue. In this example, my sample street is closing today. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a high urgency. So that way Sandy knows I need that. Again, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and click on the publish button. Once I do that, it is going to pull up that 1234 Sample Street ticket. Now, there are a few things, same thing with the corporate help desk. Sandy can come in here and change this status to in progress. Let's say you're missing something in the checklist of SkySlope. She can comment in here and say, hey, Tori, you're actually missing your blank. Please upload that, then I can approve the file. Then you can come back, leave a comment to Sandy, say, hey, it's been uploaded. Can you approve it now? And you guys can communicate back and forth within this ticket. Again, anytime something happens within this ticket, whether a comment is left on it by Sandy or she updates the status of the ticket, you will get a notification of that. All right, so I do just want to reiterate how important it is to use these help desk tickets. These are, again, a great way to communicate with both corporate and your broker. The next section is the discussion rooms. We do have a nationwide discussion room. This is where you can openly communicate with all Allison James agents in any state. So let's say, for example, that you are looking for an agent in the San Diego area. You can go ahead and click on this plus button. You can put in the title and say, need agent in San Diego. Hi, I am looking for an agent in the San Diego area to refer my client to. Okay. So I can go ahead and put in a title description. Again, this kind of looks like an email, but this is going to act more as a post that all agents are going to get a notification of. And when I scroll down, I can hit this publish button. Now, I'm not going to do that today for training purposes, only because then you all, along with every other agent in this room, is going to get notifications. So I'm not going to do that. I am going to go ahead and show you a couple of the posts that we do have here in the nationwide discussion room so far. So we just have a general welcome to the nationwide discussion room. We have somebody who posted about limited inventory in San Diego and wondering how the market is in other areas. We have somebody asking about a lender, and then we have from corporate, Shannon over in accounting, actually, we sent out cookies if you went ahead and requested your free cookie from our newsletter in February, just a fun little discussion telling us if you received them. So feel free to come into any of these discussions. You will be able to see any of these. Feel free to come in here. For example, if you wanted to just leave a comment on the nationwide discussion room saying hi, you can come in here, you can like the post, you can comment on it, whatever you want to do within this discussion room, it's completely up to you. Again, this is for all Allison James agents, no matter where they're located. Now, the other discussion room you're going to see in here is the New Hampshire and Massachusetts discussion room. This is going to be a room specifically for New Hampshire and Massachusetts agents. So you can come in here. Again, you can go ahead and click on this plus button. Let's say, for example, you're looking for a local photographer. You can say, looking for a photographer in Nashua. And then you can go ahead and type whatever you want in here, the description. Hey, I'm looking up photographer in the Nashville area. Does anyone have any recommendations? You can go ahead and scroll down, click on publish. Again, I'm not going to do that today. I don't want you all to get notifications for something that isn't actually relevant. But we do have a discussion going on in here. This morning, I just went ahead and posted in here welcoming you all to the New Hampshire and Massachusetts discussion room. Feel free to come in here and like the post, comment on it, say hi, or better yet, if you have something you want to discuss with your fellow New Hampshire and Mass agents, you can go ahead and click on the plus button and create your own post in here. All right. The next section is our links section, and this is actually one of my favorite features of the app, and I think it's probably going to be yours as well. So as you know, here at Allison James, we have a number of different systems that we use, and we have different login information for each and every one. So if you find yourself searching for your KVCore password, your SkySlope password, your ExpressDocs password, well, good news, those days are over. Within the app, we have a single sign-on feature where you can actually go ahead and click on any of these systems, and it's actually going to take you directly into that system, and you're already going to be signed in. So you do not need to type in a password. You don't need to keep typing in your email over and over every time you log into anything. It's a single sign-on feature. So click here, and you're going to be signed in to SkySlope. It'll just open a new window for you. All right. So that's a really, really fun feature. We're excited about that one. I know this is a lot of information. We're almost done here. I just have a couple more things I want to show you. I do want to talk about private posts here for a minute. So a private post is a way for you to contact anybody within the app directly, and only you and that other individual would be able to see that. So I'm going to use myself as an example. If you want to come to me directly with an issue, with a question, or if you just want to pop in and say hi, I welcome that as well. You can go ahead and click on the magnifying glass in the upper right. You're going to go ahead and search for a member and start typing in my name. And you'll see my profiles pop up. Now the one with my headshot is the one you'll want to use. This one is the one the Tory Hunter with the yellow circle is just the one that I'm using for training purposes. So go ahead and click on my main profile with my AJI corporate email address. It's going to go ahead and open up my profile. Right underneath my name and my title, you're going to see send a private post. When I click on that, it's going to open a new window where I'm going to be able to send a private post. Again, this acts as an email. So I can say, just wanted to say hi. Hi, Tori. And I can come down here and publish. Now, when I publish that, your private post is going to show up in the private post section under my tools, and it's also going to show up in mine as well. So this would be a way for you and I to communicate back and forth directly, but nobody else can see these posts. Okay? Now, the last feature I'm going to talk about today is the team chat feature, and that's all the way down here at the bottom. Hopefully you can see that here. This team chat feature is going to be a great way to start a chat with anyone within the app. So a good time to use this would be if you're almost trying to instantly get in touch with someone. We can go ahead and create a chat with our support team, for example. So I'm going to click on this plus button. I'm going to name this chat room Ask Allison James. And we actually have a member in here. So feel free to do exactly what I'm doing yourself once you're inside your app. We have an Ask Allison James member, which is going to directly get you in touch with our support team. Once I click on confirm, it's actually going to take a few seconds, but here shortly, we will see that it creates a full chat. There it goes. Perfect. So now we have our chat created. A couple things I want to point out about this chat. One, up at the top, you're going to see that subscribe button is green and turned on, which means anytime anything happens within this chat, you're going to get a notification. The other thing, you're going to see this little group of people, shadow, outline, whatever you want to call it, button. And when I click on this, it's actually going to show the members within this chat. So I have myself and the Ask Allison James member. I can go ahead and type in any message like, hi, I need a logo. Now, a member of our support team is going to get this, and they'll be able to respond to you saying, here's the Allison James logo. I I just want to remind you that yes, it is an more instant way to get in touch with corporate, but as you know, we're not open on the weekends, and we don't work all hours all night. So just be mindful if you're not getting that response right away. Maybe we're out for the day. We may be on the phone. We may be on a webinar with agents. So just be mindful that, yeah, this is a more instant way to get in touch with us, but you may not get that instant reply. So it's just another option to reach out to people within the app, other than like just like private messages or anything like that. Again, this doesn't have to be just with Allison James, Ask Allison James. It can be with anybody within the app. So if you did want to create an ongoing chat with your broker, you can actually go ahead and name this one. We'll name this like Chat with Sandy. And I'm going to type in Sandy's name here. And I can go ahead and confirm, and it's going to create a chat. So that way I can chat back and forth with Sandy Favell right within this chat feature. All right. So now we have this chat with Sandy. I can see that myself and Sandy are both members of this chat. Now under the team chat section, you are going to see that it saves these chats. So you don't need to start a new chat every time. If you want to keep that ongoing chat with Ask Allison James, or if you want to keep that ongoing chat with Sandy as well, you can continue to use these chats. There's no need to start a new chat every time you want to chat with somebody. All right. So we have been looking for a long time for a platform which would be a true one-stop shop for you to access anything you need, provide easy communication with your broker, the corporate team, and your fellow agents, as well as instant access to our systems. We always want to make things easier for you to access, and we strongly feel that this app is going to do just that to help bring everyone together. We have built this with the basics for now, and we will be starting to add additional features to the app to make it more local, with additional ways to communicate. So in the future, we see us creating open house rooms, investors looking for properties rooms, things like that. And there's a lot of other ideas that we have, but to make this app successful, we do need you as the agents to utilize it as much as possible. So that is all I have for the training today.